Thank you for joining me here live in my studio this afternoon. Sorry for the delay in going live, everybody, but I've got a 100-pound German Shepherd. I'm in my studio, and I don't have all my lights turned on. Let me get them all turned on here. There we go, a little bit brighter now. You can see my full face. Patrick, thanks for joining in the chat, man. Good to see you. So, man, there's this tow truck that drives through my community all the time, like on a regular. And if my dog is in the house and this thing drives by, he will like start screaming and barking, and everybody in the house is asleep except for me. I'm over in my office. I'm able to go live and like not wake up my family and stuff, so it's cool. I do got an animal sitting right here next to me, though, a little cat. she's occupying some space. But hey, man, what? Marvel Voices 1 second prints. From my understanding, it's not really a second print, but it's a later edition because of COVID. They're not calling it a second print because it's actually got. If you look at the barcode does not dictate a second printing. It says 161 is the final numbers, meaning it is a first print, and this is the sixth. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong book. That is the new one. I gotta find the other one in there, but yeah. Sure, just a miles cover for me, man. Oh yeah, that was a mail call. So let me find that in the mail section. See, Patrick, you're making me do work. Oh yeah, and as I was saying, if you look at the barcode on the Marvel Voices, let me see if I can get a picture of it. There it is. I'll zoom in for you guys to see. So check that out. You see that 111? It's no second print. So don't let anybody fool you into thinking it's a second print. And no, man, you didn't make me sweat. You didn't even make me sweat. It's cool, man. But hey, thank you for joining in the live chat. So the secret variant is kicking off a little bit early today because I need to get a good night's sleep, guys. Like a really nice, long, relaxing good night's sleep. So my wife is making awesome breakfast in the morning. She made homemade bagels today. Dude, my wife made homemade everything bagels. So I'm like super looking forward to a breakfast tomorrow. That's going to be tight. And then, yeah, so, just trying to get nice long night's sleep tonight and get some rest. But before that, I want to make sure that I can get everybody the information that they need for your FOC order. So coming at you guys. You guys are tuning into the secret variant. Hopefully you got the notification that I went live. If your buddy shared the link to you, well, you're amongst many select people, because if you notice that I don't really hashtag the videos, I may go back and hashtag them later, but there's really a limited shelf life on these videos, and I understand that it's not the best thing to get me YouTube video watchers, but you guys who do tune in for these live streams, there's a lot of that going on. So I super much appreciate you guys tuning into these things live. So Patrick, if you can tell me when the audio starts back up again, if you can hear the tunes just ever so slightly, and a little bit of my voice over top. That's all I need to make sure. So microphone check if you could in the chat. And yeah, I guess the late night crew is going to be mad that I'm not available, but hopefully they catch us on the rewind. And so hey, man, believe me when I say I've got all that covered and more. So if you came looking for information, you're going to find it, and I got it here for you. So on the secret variant, as you know, this is where I'm going to drop FOC bombs. So basically, we're going to go through the list of books that are available, starting off with this publisher right here. This is going to be a blaze. You got no background music? Are you sure? Because it's just starting up. Let's see. Maybe turn that up a little bit. Anyway, maybe that's working better, but supposedly putting out the audio. Okay, perfect now. Yeah, see? That's cool. All right, fantastic. All right, so we're going to kick it. Again, we're going to start off with it's going to be a blaze. So, as I set the screen ablaze, let's take a look at some fire. So, first up from ablaze, we've got Mirka Andolfo's Unsacred, Volume 2, Number 5, Cover A. And the Andolfo Cleavage Dive, as it's called, is actually labeled this in previews, which is pretty funny. Volume 2, cover B. And then here is your cover C, which is the Panda Brothers. And then here is the cover D. And then here is the 10 copy Andolfo Virgin cover. The 20 copy Andolfo Black and White cover. And the 30 copy Negative. Merca's work keeps on growing. Absolute Comics Group. Magica number 2 cover A. Tortosa and Chang. And then here's your cover B, which is a holofoil logo. And then you got Markiplier number 3, cover A, Monster Isle. And then you got your cover B, Army of Darkness parody, foil logo. It's great, isn't it? I love that. I think it's a good one. Shadow Children number 2. And then Wayward Legends number 3, cover A by Yang. Wayward Legends number 3, cover B, Metallic Ink cover. So that's going to round that off. And then next up is going to be Action Lab, which these were on FOC previously. And here they are again. I just copied and pasted the slides, so it actually worked out. Zombie Tramp 79 is back on FOC, so you can order more from Ye Old Action Lab. Both covers are available in non and risque designs. Aftershock and I Breathe a Body number 3. Nuclear Family number 2. That's going to do it for them. Ahoy Comics. Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Blood number 6. And this is where he's, is that Sauron? So is it an X-Men crossover? Just kidding. That's just a pterodactyl. Anyway, Archie Comics. Betty and Veronica Jumbo Comics Digest number 292. Artist, Writers, and Artisans. Bite-sized, issue 4. And then Man's World number 3. Next up, Behemoth Comics. And this is funny because what I'm seeing here is a nude variant that has an FOC before, I think, the other covers. So it may be because they're not allowed to print the nude in a certain place and they have to get it printed elsewhere. So they are taking orders for this nude variant for You Promised Me Darkness, which doesn't come out until, I think, April 14th. So it's over. It's a month. It's 5 weeks out. Just think about that. It's 5 weeks out and it's on FOC already. Again, I think the other books are due to go on FOC either a week or 2 from now, giving you as much of a heads up as possible that something might be going on with this one. And if you guys don't know Behemoth Comics, let me revert back to Chat Matrix here real quick. So just want to talk about this for a second. You guys know about Behemoth Comics? And it should be loading, keeping the chat loaded. I don't know why it's blanking out on me like that. Come on. Technical difficulties. But anyway, Behemoth Comics is the same publisher that put out She Walks Home Alone at Night. So yeah, so it's you should definitely check out some of the stuff from it. It's a really cool indie publisher. Lots of good stuff going on that. Yeah, definitely check it out, and you should check out again previous books. So back to the goods. We've got next up after Behemoth was actually Vault. So there wasn't a whole lot in the alphabet wise in the indie section or the not so huge publishers, and I don't know what's going on with my transitions for the slides. They're supposed to be a nice smooth transition. It's kind of jagged, but anyway, sorry about that on your eyes. I try to take it easy on you. Engine Ward number 9 cover A. Engine Ward number 9's cover B by Hickman. Giga number 3, and there's your cover B. And then Shadow Service number 6, cover B. And then this one had a lot of incentives to go along with it. So this is Witch Blood. There is a homage cover coming up that you're going to love. here's your cover B. And then shout out to the first direct market book put out by Marvel, and that is Witchblood #1's cover homage to Dazzler. So it definitely looked like an old throwback, doesn't it? And then, of course, Witchblood's going to deliver with a little bit more. Like I said, it had a ton of incentives. You got a 15-copy incentive, and then you get a 30-copy Virgin incentive of that, and then there is a 50-copy incentive foil version of that. So does the title have promise? If the title has promise, you might be expecting some of those incentives to do fairly well in the secondary market. So keep a lookout for that. And then, of course, we got Zenoscope giving us a couple of books. Here's Courier, Liberty, and Death #3 of 3. There's your cover A. And it only actually showed a cover B also on FOC. And I don't think I went back to the variants to chase anymore. But you know where to get them. If you do, check with your LCS tomorrow before final orders are due if you are interested in those books. Boom Studios is giving us Firefly #27, cover A by Bengal. Your cover B by Raza. Your cover C by Bengal, which is your 10 copy, and then here's your 25 copy by Young, and then your 50 copy incentive by Young. So Firefly #27, and then of course there is an unlockable Virgin variant, FOC variant that is available to you as well. This one looked kind of interesting, and shout out to the cover that I chose to use on the slide tonight in order to get you to try to watch, because this is the book that it's from. Power Rangers Unlimited Hair to Darkness #1, cover A by Mora. Here is your cover B, which says it's a connecting variant to You by, that's actually supposed to say Yoon, but I think they ran out of characters, so my apologies. That's the Yoon variant, and being a connecting variant, I wonder what it else connects to. And then Power Rangers Unlimited Heir to the Darkness, 25 copy incentive. So what does that leave? You better believe it. 50 copy ratio variant for Power Rangers, one shot. That's probably not going to be heavily ordered except for by maybe Power Rangers subscribers. So not a lot of shelf copies maybe, or I may be wrong. Maybe because there's this Frisian, you might see an explosion of all those shelf copies. But is this book returnable? This is going to make things very interesting to see in the future, because with it being possibly a returnable situation, before Diamond's really kind of putting the kibosh on that stuff, are we going to see more of these incentive variants around? But we've also seen a major influx of people into the comic community lately. A lot of fresh money in here. Paying a lot of money for books that a lot of established people in the community are like, why is this selling for this? This is kind of absurd, and we're watching things like, I'm not going to mention what it is, but books that aren't even real first appearances do that. But hey, Dr. Lovebox, and there's the chat. Now, you know what? I'm going to try to keep it on this screen so the chat still loads while we go through the FOC list. Because again, I want you guys to see the books and maybe a little bit more of my face, but you don't need to see my face. Anyway, 1 of 50 is going to be a chaser, I'm sure. And then there's going to be this unlockable variant too. So it's probably going to be a one per store or something along those lines. So keep tabs with your store and see what they got to say. Now, Dark Horse Comics doesn't have a huge list for us here this week either. However, Dragon Age of Dark Fortress #1, Witcher Fading Memories #1, and Witcher Fading Memories variant. And I didn't see a variant for the other #1, which is very odd for Dark Horse. So there may be something going on tonight, and it might drop in previews, and they might show an incentive. So keep track of that. And then, of course, for you Dynamite chasers, Holly. I'm going to butcher that, so I'm not going to even try. But Vampirella Magazine 1972, the reprint Virgin variant. Classic Red Sonja #4, reprint Virgin cover. And Vengeance of Vampirella #16, cover A by Perillo. And then here's a cover B by Oliver. A cover C by Segovia. Ron Burgundy. Cover D, Holland Cosplay. And then Oliver Limited Virgin variant, Perillo Limited Virgin variant. And then there's a Maria bonus FOC variant. And that, honestly, that's sick looking right there. Yeah. But of course, there's a ton of other variants that go along with all of those Dynamite books. And if you are interested in any of the incentive variants, or you're a Dynamite collector or chaser, there are ways to go to your store and say, hey, I want everything from the 1 in 5 to the 1 in 51, and there's going to be a 1 in 37, a 1 in 15, a 1 in 25, a 1 in 26. They're going to mess you all up. So, and like there's going to be little variations on red lines and black lines and sketch variants without virgin trade dress and stuff like that. So, just again, whew, just even trying to recite all that just makes me thirsty. Just because, look, there's so many Dynamite books. So Dr. Lovebox is like Dynamite, like more like Vampirilla and Red Sonja Publishing, and it truly is. And Louis, thanks for joining us in the chat, man. So right now we are only through the Dynamite list of books, but we're gonna continue and get through some more. And we're gonna hit the DC list now. The way I do the DC list again, because DC has to be different, and they want to do their FOC on Sunday. So right now there is a current list of DC books that are on FOC for today that was what I did last week. So, and what I did last week, of course, they did not have the Matina cover A up for one of the Black Label Joker Harley books, and that was basically, I think, the only update. So, I'm gonna try to be more, trying to stay on top of doing updates and stuff like that. And of course, with you guys liking and subscribing, and I got some information on some giveaways that I'm gonna start doing on this channel. But the giveaway is gonna be, as a reward for helping me attain breaking the YouTube algorithms, because that's really what it's all about, guys. Here in the comic book community, we're trying to promote everybody. So everybody who's in the comic books, you should like them, you should subscribe to them, you should click the notification bell for notifications for when they go live. And even if you can't catch them when they're live, if you make it, an opportunity to go back and watch them on a rewind. But that's the beautiful thing about it, is because we can be TV, we can be the entertainment, and we want to really help each other out and elevate each other. So shout out to all the people who give me mad love when I show up in your chat. If I can watch your show, it means that everything's good with my family, and I've got a couple of minutes to myself, to whereas I can hop in front of the computer and kind of bull, because otherwise it's family life for me. So I appreciate you guys tuning in and checking me out live. But let's help me break the algorithm, and I'm gonna put together something that my sensei Mel taught me how to do, and that is to give back to the community. And it's going to be probably a lot of books that I've talked about in the past, so you're going to love it. But check out all these Batmans here. So Batman 107 is one of the first ones up on the DC list, of course, after Batman 106 with the new Not Robin design. And man, that wraparound cover, that was one that was hitting for me. But they don't have a wraparound this time for their cover B, but it is a Matina cardstock variant. Pretty cool looking. And then the 1 in 25 incentive is a cardstock sketch variant of the Scarecrow. Now, I'm not a big Batman reader, but I think we have a new Scarecrow, if I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, leave me a comment in the below this video if you're watching on the rewind, or shout out to anybody in the chat. If anybody in the chat knows what's going on, so let me know what's going on in Batman. Is the Scarecrow that we saw in 106? So it shouldn't be like too spoilerish, but spoiler warning was given. Same Scarecrow, new design, but why is the Scarecrow's suit in the mayor's house? So is the Scarecrow posing as the mayor with the eye patch? Is that Ichabod? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that Dr. Crane? That's what I'm wondering. So Dr. Lovebox, thanks for the reply, man, and I really, really appreciate it, because that helps keep people in the know. So here we go, Batman Urban Legends, which is a cool Red Hood story. So if you're not picking this one up, you might want to, because check this one out. And look, I know everybody has their gripes about Matina doing stuff, but look at this. All right, this is sick. But it's Grifter and Matina on the cover. Grifter and Red Hood by Matina on the cover. My apologies. Batman Urban Legends #2 has also got a cover C by Derek Chu with Katana. And she honestly doesn't have very many variants out there either. Crime Syndicate #2. Wild stuff. And they're fighting each other, huh? And then this one's pretty sick. Tyler Kirkham kicking it with this cardstock, hopefully is a cardstock variant, but it just says Kirkham variant. So I'm not sure on the paper condition or quality of that one, but if it is not cardstock, be on the lookout for that one being a tough 9.8. Dreaming Waking Hours from Sandman. And then Far Sector number 11. Here's your cover A. And then, oh, look, there's Mirka and Dolfo giving us another one. And I think this was on FOC once before, but they got probably pushed back. But Green Lantern number 1, cover A, Bernard Chang. And look, there's Teen Lantern giving it to giving it to one of the Guardians of Oa. And look below, everybody's like in shock and awe, and the only guy, Guy Gardner's there, like like laughing about it. Here you go. Looks like they got their rings back again after Future State. Or maybe. I don't know. But there's going to be a 1 in 25 incentive by Alex Malev. I'm sorry. Again, pronunciation is very important to me. I do want to correctly pronounce people's names. I really don't want to mess that one up. But Cherokee, thanks for joining, bro. Dwayne Scott, good to see you too, man. Man Bat, number 3. And then we've got Next Batman, Second Son, number 1 of 4. There's your cover A. And then Rorschach, number 7 of your 12-issue miniseries. I like this. The cover A looks good, but I really like the cover Bs with the Watchmen, style throwback. So I think the cover Bs probably might be a good spec play long term if you got yourself a set. But I'm not really into the Watchmen universe as much as some of my other friends are. But shout out to all those who are. And then of course this right here, pretty interesting. A Sensational Wonder Woman number 2, cover A, and this is obviously Artemis versus Wonder Woman, and then of course Joshua Swaby. That's the artist name, and Sensational Wonder Woman number 2, and it is an Artemis and Wonder Woman variant, and I have yes, I think this one's going to do well. I think so. DC artistically, if DC can match their art to their storytelling, and keep people excited about their characters coming back month after month, and we could finally see the DC reemergence into the coolness. But I gotta say, when I saw this book, this intrigued me, because here you have Peacemaker, who's been Jokerized, and looks like the gas and being broken out of Arkham. And I don't know if they're trying to save him or what, but this is quite an interesting cover. Talon, and this may require some reading, so be sure to follow me, and make sure you also know that I do a show someplace else, and I'll tell you where that show's at, because I'll probably review it on release day. But Suicide Squad number 2's got a nice Gerald Perel cardstock variant, and look at that. Only Peacemaker's not on it, but that's a cool Talon variant. Swamp Thing number 2 of its 10-issue miniseries, and then here is your cover B by Francesco Mattina again. I love the number 1 cardstock variant, and of course, if you saw my pickups on my previous Raw report on 3/3, yeah, I definitely picked me up a copy. IDW dropping some stuff, so before I get into the IDW list, we'll see what's going on here. Anything else going on, Dwayne Scott and you guys? No, but I thank you for all, again, for keeping it live in the chat while I go through this list and dropping these bombs. I hope you guys are finding some stuff that you might have maybe overlooked, and please, of course, give that video a thumbs up if you can. And I appreciate you guys engaging in the live chat. And this is one of the reasons why I got the chat on the screen, so I can keep track, a little bit better. And I'm doing this through the studio software, so it's a little bit different than just a stream, the StreamYard with the highlight of the chat on the screen. So I really want you guys to know that you're an integral part of these streams. Your interactions with me mean the world, because it helps me be better at looking at a little bit of speculation and trying to keep tabs on what books I need to be picking up in the week. So I appreciate you. So let's continue to get through it. Now, again, like I said, we're in the IDW section. IDW gives us Comic Book History of Animation number 5 of 5. There's your cover A. And they gave you a cover B, which is pretty cool Street Fighter homage, right? Check that out. I think it's pretty cool. And then Marvel Action Origins number 2 did not have its cover A, but it did have its cover B. And you know what? They're going to give away who the cover A is. it's going to be Captain Marvel, obviously, if cover A is done by Captain Marvel. But who's doing the cover A for Captain Marvel is the question. And if you guys remember the previous Marvel Action Origins, the cover B Thanos cover, nobody was ordering any of these things. So this is some of these books, again, for my sharp speculators who have that extra money to just pick up an extra book, well, there may be some... These books may be some long-term holds, though. I mean, it might require you to put them away for 10, 15 years before you see your returns, but look for your high grades. Maybe if you pick up your retail incentives on some of the characters you like, but there's a lot of kids that are able to read these books, too. So keep that in mind, and I don't know, if for some of you guys like me who may have children of your own, maybe it's a good idea to buy an A cover, a B cover, and keep the B cover and the retail incentive and grade them for your kid and help your kid start a comic collection. Let them read the A cover, and then later on down the road, you can find the A cover a lot easier. So that's a little bit of spec advice for you. But My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is also dropping an annual. So here's the thing. You got a cover A, you got a cover B, and then you got a retail incentive cover. And I can tell you right now, I don't think retail incentives on the My Little Ponies are in plentiful amounts, nor do I think the B covers are. So you might want to be checking those out. Sea of Sorrows is going to give us number 5 of 5, which is the Cormac cover. And then the 10-copy incentive by Andrew Jers. Retail incentive A. And you know what? It says retail incentive A, but it did not show me a retail incentive B yet. So we may be seeing one. Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining us. I'm doing well. And you have some of the My Little Pony Transformers incentives. Look, the RIB for that one out the gate, and this is usually how it goes. You can always tell when a quality IDW book hits, because when the retail incentive comes out, they're super expensive. Everybody who got FOMO will buy. And then everybody who is way overpriced over top of that, or the late to markets, those books will sit. And then they'll slowly come down in price. And as they come down in price, everybody who didn't have FOMO and is still looking for the book or looking for a high-grade copy is going to buy that one up. So I'm giving away too many secrets, but I like you guys. And I love the fact that you love my specs, man. It's much appreciated. And here's what's wonderful. For this Usagi Yojimbo series, this Wanderer's Road miniseries, there's no B covers or retail incentives. So if there is any spec value in any of those books from reading, then there you go. So it's not really a whole lot of hurt there. A lot of stuff coming out from Image though. So Crossover is going to give us a second printing of number 4. And then we've got a number 5 cover A. We've got a number 5 cover B. We got a 10-copy incentive, which is just sideways design variant, looks like. Then you got your 25 copy incentive, which is the sketch version of that. And then you got your 50-copy incentive ellipsis variant. So the ellipsis design variant is consistent, but it's the highest ratio I think they had listed. There may be others that might be dropping in. And yes, that Usagi 18 is absolutely just insanely good. Decorum's going to give us the cover A and cover B for issue number 7. Now, all right, guys, flat out, if you're not picking up every late printing of Department of Truth, then you're not doing your part, because this book definitely needs to be in people's hands. You need to pick up a late printing copy for yourself, obviously, but you should also be reminding people they need to be ordering this one too, because we need to get these numbers into people's hands. So yeah, these late printings are all amazing looking and probably going to be some of the variants to have. And 6 already is going second print. So crazy. 7. So yeah, let's back this up. A 6 second print, third print, 3 third print, second number 2 third print. So make sure you guys get into your stores and let them know you need copies of that stuff too, and make sure they get enough copies in to get you a nice little copy from the middle of that stack. That's that gradable grade. And Department of Truth number 7 is going to give us just a cover A and a cover B, no incentives. So Nocterra is going back for a second print. Did you guys know about the secret variant for Nocterra number 1? So, yep, good stuff there. And Redneck number 30, more Donny Cates action. And Savage Dragon number 258 got your cover A by Eric Larson, and then your trade dress retro style variant. Shadecraft number 1, which had a cover B by Jock, and a blank variant, but it did not have an incentive. And then surprisingly, and I didn't see it, the Capula sketch variant, because cover A's got a Matina Redeemer Spawn cover, right? Is that what that was? Spawn 316's cover B, pretty cool looking, right? That one's cool looking. And then cover C, but I didn't see anything else for that out there. Secret I didn't know, and good read, huh? Oh man, yeah. So the secret variant seems to be a really good kept secret. So happy Sunday, Perpetual. So in the secret variant, she's got the mask down. So that's what you need to be looking for. Let's see if I can get you kind of a better glare-free picture. So it's the cover A Tony Daniel cover with her face being covered by her mask. And then, of course, if you go back to the second print variant cover, it's got that as well. So that one was a really tough one for stores to catch, man. And I have a feeling there's going to be people who bought that one, might have been randomly slotted into your pull list. So if it was on your pull list, you might have made out. But there's a lot of people who were chasing variants and didn't want the cover A's. So it might still be on shelves. So get back out to stores and check that one out if you can when you're on your way to tell them about all the other books you want. So yeah, let's back up real quick. I'll take a look at that. So it's basically like, you know what, that's kind of cool because it looks very similar now that I'm looking at to the cover A, but the mask is up basically like it is on the cover A, and then on the secret variant it's down. So tight. So all right, so yeah, all the other good stuff again, and then Two Moons giving us a second print for number 1. And it said not final color too, so we don't know what's going on there. And then Two Moons number 2's cover A, and then your cover B. So that rounds out the image list, everybody. So all right, we're getting into the home stretch, and for you guys who've all stuck around, if you haven't seen, I got an announcement, but Avengers Curse of the Man-Thing number 1. So this is why all these Man-Thing variants are coming around. It's 50 years of the Man-Thing. Right? Isn't that crazy? Avengers Curse of the Man-Thing number 1, because the Stormbreaker variant, and then here is your Sprouse variant, and that I believe is Dagger, which is tight. Beta Ray Bill getting his own 5-issue miniseries, and of course they're going to start it off with a variant it's a Stormbreakers variant. So it says King in Black, so maybe this was supposed to come out during King in Black, but I don't know. You got the Boss Logic too. That's my second favorite cover, man. Like that. Like actually, no, that was my favorite cover. Let's just be honest. I even talked about it. I said that was the one I was going to get, and I ended up with that one just because I found out it was a secret one. I was like, oh, I'm not buying that one now. I'm just trying to invest my money wisely. That's all. But no big deal, man. And honestly, Noctera, it seems to be a really good read. I haven't had time to break mine open and dive through it yet, but maybe we'll follow up on that one with some more videos in the future about doing some reads. Now, Beta Ray Bill number 1, of course, has got this, like I said, Stormbreaker variant. But the next up is going to be, this one was really, really cool looking, I thought. Artistically, I like this one a lot. But it's the Conley variant. And then there's also this variant, which I don't know. And then, of course, we got the Knock Headshot variant. Then we got the Walt Simonson variant. So this one is probably going to be the Hidden Gem variant. May expect this one to be like at a 1 in 50 or a 1 in 100 ratio. And then, actually, I think the Hidden Gem is probably going to be the 1 in 50 because here's your Stegman variant. And then here is your Sketch variant by Stegman. And I think this one's going to be the 1 in 100 incentive. So this one's probably going to be a big book for the Beta Ray Chasers. And then Black Cat number 4. And then here we go. Amazing. Her coloring is just on point. I want to give a shout out to Jen Bartel. And if you guys did not check out the Spec Matrix and Drunken Chat from this past Friday, I did a Spec Matrix on Jen Bartel talking about her first book, her first published work. And for all you bee and puppy cat chasers, going after that $200 Bee and Puppy Cat, you think that book's hard to find, you should check out what Jen Bartel's first work was. Anyway, Black Cat number 4, the Bustos variant, and then Black Cat number 4's Adam Hughes variant. Expect this one to be a 1 in 50 incentive or higher, maybe. I don't know. But I'm checking with my store right now after I get off air. And this is one of the reasons why I want to do the FOC show on a little bit earlier, give a little bit more of you guys an opportunity to watch it. And let me know what you think. Is there a better day that I should be doing this? Because the FOC information pretty much is available by Thursday. Yeah, and the Spidey sense is tingling on this one for sure. And the Bartels definitely hit, but Adam Hughes is Adam Hughes, and this is definitely some fire, right? And then we've got Captain America number 28. And then there was an Avengers Mech Strike variant that did not have its artwork available, but there is the Michael Cho two-tone. King in Black Ghost Rider number 1. Bartel again. That's so sick looking, isn't it? And then here we go, the Perel variant, and that is a homage to Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell. And if you guys didn't catch that, I am that old. I think actually that's older than I am, but not by much. But yeah, Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf. That's the homage there, and expect that one to probably be a little bit sneaky. King in Black, Return of the Valkyries number 4. And then, of course, why is she holding the all black? What's going on here? This is interesting, isn't it? Because we're supposed to find out in the next Avengers issue who the new Phoenix is, and everybody's pointing towards the Red Widow if it follows suit, and it gives the female Avenger in the book, who's the last female Avenger in the tournament, the power of the Phoenix. But then there's also this. We'll see. Return of the Valkyries gives us the Knock Headshot variant, and it's Danny Moonstar. And then Phil Noto, still, of course, delivering. So, let's see here. Isn't the new Valkyrie, or whoever her name is, you mean Jane Foster? Or, we don't know who. We don't know who it is. And that's the beautiful part. We don't know who the new Phoenix is. But now his name is Robert Paulson. And that means he has a name, but in battle he did not. Anyway, Silk number 1. So here we go again with the Silk miniseries. And, Jen Bartel, you are delivering. And look, I didn't want to really, promote these super hard on Drunken Chat. So when I was prepping for today, I found the promo that had all 8 covers on it, and I just plastered that one little slide, and I went past it kind of quick because I was trying to make sure that only the attentive people were catching it. But all these covers are fire. So here we go. The Jiyoung Lee variant is probably going to be an open order one, but this is probably going to be your high ratio incentive, and it's probably going to be like a 1 in 100. So if you are out there looking for this, I bid you good luck, because it might be a little tough to find. It realistically might be. So let's see here. And then we've got Silk number 1. This is probably going to be another one of the incentives, though. So there might be a ton of incentives to go along with this. And was that cutting that off? Yeah. Can't be cutting off images. Yeah, there's already a ton of store variants for Silk. So you know what that means? If there's a ton of store variants for Silk, that means that you don't spend very much over ratio on this. And hey, I need to make some screen adjustments so I can continue to watch the chat and take a look at you guys here. So let me make some screen adjustments here. All right. So the Silk number 1 variant right here, though, I believe is probably going to be a 1 in 25. There's going to be a Scotty Young variant, but Marvel's not really doing the percentile qualifiers or anything like real strict. But with all these different incentives, and of course there being a ton of store variants, getting your variants should be relatively easy to get on this for Silk. So unfortunately, I don't see a ton of spec value in this book unless there's something explosive in that. Bengal is the 1 in 25. Okay, so the other one's probably going to be, I don't know if it's going to be open order or not, but if they make that one open order, that's kind of cool, because one of my friends for that Silk Woo, the Woo cover, the Woo variant is her traditional Korean attire, so that's like huge. Because I had some friends point that out to me, so shout out, you are. Pointing that one out. So appreciate you. And so keeping on. We've got Star Wars High Republic continuing to crank out the printings. Yeah, there was the Lee Virgin is 1 in 100. See, thanks guys. Silk 3 is the one I need to get. Well, I mean the number 2 is going to be played because we already know about one of the variants on that one, and my God, everybody went to town on that one. And there may be another variant they're going to try to sneak in there before FOC tomorrow. So make sure you check with your stores, because there's something iffy going on with Silk, and it might be either a store variant or it might be something else that you might be seeing out there, Darth Lopez. But I appreciate you in the chat, brother. So here we got Star Wars High Republic number 2's 3rd print, Star Wars High Republic number 3's 2nd print, and then we've got Symbiote Spider-Man King in Black number 5. And this is for sure your incentive variant, because it was not on the regular previews list. So like issue number 4, which had the David Nakayama, that was a 1 in 50. Are they going that high on this one? Because it looks like everybody tripping the first issue to go 2nd print because of the Mr. E stuff. What's going on there? So we'll have to see what's going on in this Symbiote Spider-Man universe and see how that's going. Union number 4 or 5, and they dropped variants apparently for Union. I don't know if it's not selling. Oh, actually, there is the brown variant, but there wasn't really the design variant, which I was looking out for. And then U.S. Agent number 4 of 5 is going to give us the cover A, and then it's got the Bennett variant. And John Walker, U.S. Agent. We're 2 weeks away, everybody. Less than 2 weeks away. So I don't know if they're going to give us U.S. Agent in the first episode, but he's coming, so expect it. But I'm not really digging that miniseries. Some of my friends pointed out some things that I didn't agree with either. I thought it was kind of stupid. Anyway, X-Men number 19. So these are the kids, the children of the Vault. But I don't know if this is just a memoriam of them, because I'm pretty sure X-23 and her friends murked them last issue. So, yikes. Oh, and here we go. Emma. I don't need to say anymore. So, X-Men Legends is going to give us issue number 2, and it shows, of course, Eric the Red, Havoc, Scott Summers, and their newly found out brother, Adam X, with Corsair. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's Corsair in the back, and the Starjammers. The John Tyler Christopher action figure variant for X-Men. And then the X-Men Legends Cello connecting variant. All right, everybody. So here's where I deliver the goods, because you guys know I appreciate you again in my chat, watching my videos, sharing my videos. I drop a Twitter link or an IG link every now and then. If you aren't following me in some of these other places, well, the secret variant is what you're watching right now. And on the secret variant, of course, it's rated a perfect 10 podcast. I mean, it really is, because the speculation matrix that I occasionally will give you guys is open when I talk. And you guys are right now in the speculation matrix, so I thank you for watching and wanting to know what's going on inside my brain. Now, I did have a wonderful, successful, momentous occasion. We have broached the 400, or breached the 400 mark. Sorry, I want to use proper terms. But if you guys did not follow, here is your chance to get in on some fuego. All right. So this right here is what you guys need to know about. Starting, oh man, that really, what happened? What happened to my sizing? My sizing got all sorts of messed up. So let me fix this real quick. All right. So here we have the giveaway. And this is the first book that is going into what is called the Ultra Box. So as the Ultra Box is going to be my incentive to give back to the community for rewarding me with your subscription, with your likes, with your chat, with your comments. Because you know what? I really appreciate you guys. You give the comic book community something to really, really look forward to presenting information to happy people, talking about, hey man, we really appreciate you doing what you do, and again, I'm not really asking for handouts, but this is how you guys can do for me by getting your friends to know about my little podcast on this underground channel I got right here, because of course I do dwell in other places, and you all know some of the other places where I hang out with, and some of the other friends I hang out with, and they're and while yes they are great people, and I love being a part of that community, but my channel is also going to help me get to my personal goals. So what I'm doing is I'm starting an Ultra Box, and this was the 400 subscriber threshold entry, and at 450 I'm going to announce the next book that's going to go into it, and then at 500 I'm going to announce the following on after that. And then depending on how quickly I get to 500 will determine on if I'm going to increase the intervals from 25 subscriber or 50 subscriber increments or what. So, or 100. I don't know how many books I'm going to add for each threshold, but I want to see 500 subscribers, and the next entry into the Ultra Box hopefully will be a graded book. So keep in mind that these are all books that are coming from my personal collection that I've collected over the years, and that just means it's going to be books that I've speculated on myself, and maybe I've done really well. Maybe I've got multiple copies of it, and I want to give back my collection to you guys in the community, in hopes that if you are one of the sellers on eBay that I'm buying from, you're not going to cancel my orders in the future. And I appreciate you guys who've salted loads for me when I'm ordering, and you guys recognize me and you send me a message and you tell me you appreciate it. That means the world to me. So like I said, giving back to the community, so I hope you all can get down with that. And that's going to be probably one of my favorite things to do is to see who wins the box, who's going to win it. So the Ultra Box is going to be wicked. I'm looking forward to it. And then you guys can find out more details as I give them away, and that's going to be in a bunch of places. It's going to be on IG. You can find me at U1Maximus. You can find me on Twitter at XUltraMaximusX, and of course Facebook's the same as the U1Maximus. Same as my eBay. That's my eBay ID. So if you see me buying, you don't have to spill the beans, but you can be nice to me. And then, of course, thank you for joining Stephanie and Andre, man. I appreciate you guys in the chat. Okay, so Tales from the Flip Side, as you guys know, is going to be where I drop the Wednesday Night Presser. So that is where I give you the best review on YouTube of new comic book releases on comic book release day, giving me the ability to read and present to you speculation information, possible missed first appearances, because there's all sorts of people out there that get the jump on things, and they're going after big books, and I don't have early access to these books. I don't have the publisher, dropping off books in cases. I don't go to my comic book store, and hound them and be like, let me read these before you put them on the shelf. I don't have that ability anymore. I don't work for the LCS like I used to, which previously did give me a tremendous advantage. But hey, I'm here to drop the knowledge. So if you can, make sure you are subscribed to the Wednesday Night Presser over on Flipside, and then of course make sure you go back and check out the Rewind if you are interested in Jen Bartel artwork and her covers. I dug deep, but you know what? I missed some. I am flat out honest enough to say absolutely. It looks like I missed some because she's got more and more like subscription variants and stuff like that I'm discovering are actually her artwork. So crazy to think about, but if you guys are on the Bartel train, I appreciate you because I'm there with you. And I'm sorry if I bring heat to any of the incentives that are really tough to find. I know some people were a little bit like, oh, why did you mention that book? I'm chasing it. And you guys know exactly how I feel. Every time I do a spec matrix and I can't buy every single book on it, I have to like pick and choose my battles and be like, okay, well, this is one that I can get cheap now, but before I mention it to the sharks, it's going to probably get a little haywire. But I appreciate you guys. You, again, you mean the world to me, which is the reason why I'm going to stuff that box with some shark books, so you know it. Soundtrack, of course, provided by White Bat Audio, and appreciate them for everything they do. And a massive thanks to everybody involved. So, Herd S. Eric needs to be somebody you are following over on IG. He's responsible for the graphics work you see on screen. And I appreciate that because that logo design is top notch. So, wow, man, that is the comment of the year. This show is the original comic version of Department of Truth. Hey, man, I try to deliver the truth, man. I really do. And shout out to Wanted Comics, one of the best in the business. You should check out some of his Department of Truth exclusives. And if you missed out on his Virgin cover of #1 and #2 and #3, don't worry, I missed out on 4 and 5. So I got to go back and try to hunt those down. But he's got some good Department of Truth variants, and I don't know if he's got more up his sleeve because he's got to keep the lid on some variants. Can't have any variant artwork or anything like that leak early, but been putting out some fire stuff over there. So I appreciate Drew, and thank you again for watching. And you guys know I will see you next time because there will be a next time because FOC is in 1 week again, and I look forward to you guys being there in the chat and joining live. So, and if not, make sure you like this video, make sure you are subscribed, make sure you are hitting the notification bell to get more notifications for when I go live, because I do go live at really random times. And man, look, thank you, man. I appreciate it. So what's up? Negative variant, Count Dooku #1. I can't tell you what the ratio is, man. I don't know off the top of my head, but if it's a negative variant, it's probably a store variant. So good luck to you on that hunt, man. I have a feeling that one is actually a store variant. So, but thanks again for tuning in live, and I will check you guys next time. Peace.